emails, catching up on the news. That's about all journalist Mansour al-Jamri has to do these days.
What we have now in Bahrain is the biggest roundabout.
4 months ago, as Bahrain's pro-democracy movement kicked off, he was far busier, reporting for CNN, running the country's only independent newspaper, Al-Wasat. Then suddenly,
Al-Wasat newspaper has been charged with fabricating news knowingly and with the aim of spreading some sort of discord and unrest amongst the population, which is not true.
April 3rd, he was forced to quit and will now stand trial on those charges. The government, he says, is purging Shias from top jobs.
And they have targeted the Shia community in the most inhuman way. Every Shia now is a criminal. Every Shia in Bahrain is considered by the state as an enemy of the state. And unfortunately, this is not a recipe for calm in the future.
The same night al-Jamri was forced to step down, one of the board members was taken into police custody. A week later, he was dead. The police say he died of sickness. His family says his body was covered in cuts and bruises. And now the newspaper here is effectively run by the Sunni regime, recently writing an article accusing the United States of supporting the opposition. Al-Wasat's revenues have sunk along with its reputation. The government's grip on the media is near total.
Since then, there has been a clampdown on the media. The International Federation of Journalists reported the dismissal and intimidation of at least 86 journalists.
All of this is nothing new to al-Jamri. His father, an outspoken member of parliament, spent years in jail calling for reform. The irony, when his father was last released from jail, 2001, as the king promised change, the royal invited the younger al-Jamri back from exile in Britain to open an independent newspaper, Al-Wasat. The country, he says, is entering another cycle of fear.
The dismissals are going on. The people are being summoned. Now people are afraid to talk. I mean, people who are talking are risking being pursued by the authorities one way or the other.
Even though the state of emergency is over?
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's not alone. He believes many others are being dismissed, like him, on trumped-up charges. Government officials say 1,300 people have been dismissed from their jobs, but they add that 800 to 900 of those have now been reinstated. Opposition sources say that's not true. They believe the number who've lost jobs is well over 2,000, almost all of them Shia, and almost all of them still out of work. Al-Jamri is banned from travel. This journalist, lured back from exile, fears his fate could be that of his father. Nick Robertson, CNN, Manama, Bahrain.